Alderman Kennedy. Alderman Moore.
Here.
Alderman French. Alderman Vaccaro.
Present.
Alderman Carter.
Present.
Alderwoman Murphy. Here. Alderman Ogilvy. Chairman Conway.
Present.
5 present, you have a quorum.
Okay. Alderman Carter, you're recognized on Board Bill number 203.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Members of the committee, this is probably one of the simplest bills that we'll see this year. Just in terms of us saving money, all this is a reissuance of bonds, and it'll save us approximately $2.5 million. And I'm gonna have the treasurer or someone from her office come up and talk a little bit more about those bonds and the interest rates and all of that. So,
All right.
any questions for me? I hope there's none.
Okay. All right. Who's going to tell us what we have here?
Jared Boyd.
All right. Darian, will you make sure everybody knows what your title is?
Good
Your
morning. My name is Jared Boyd. I serve as Chief of Staff and Counsel in the St. Louis City Treasurer's Office. Thank you for having me this morning. This bill that's before you refunds bonds that are held or that were issued for parking debt that was used to build garages across the city. So the bond amount is for $48 million. It's a refunding of the 2006 A bonds, approximately $33 million, and a refunding of the 2007 A bonds, approximately $9 million. There is some cost of issuance that's built into the bill for issuing the bonds. Based on current interest rates, the refunding will save the city approximately $2.5 million in debt service. This refunding was triggered by the interest rate environment. Our FAs tell us that in their world, there's a rule of thumb: if you get a 3% savings, that you should go ahead and do a refunding. We have an opportunity of getting a 5% savings. So in lieu of the interest rates, interest rates really can't get lower at this point, and at some point they're going to inch up. So we have golden opportunity to save $2.5 million in this issuance. So I also have our bond counsel, Tom Lowther at Armstrong Teasdale, and our financial advisor, Brandon Comer, at Comer Capital. So if there are any questions that you guys have, I'd be happy to answer them or defer them to bond counsel or our FA.
Okay, so the original issue was December of 2006.
So there are two issuances that are wrapped up into this indenture. There were bonds that were issued to build, I believe, the Argyle Garage in 2006, and then there was, but wrapped into that issuance also were refundings of previous bonds. So in 2006, we built the Euclid Buckingham Garage, and then we refunded the 96, 99, and 2002 bonds.
So anyway, the 2006 bonds was, the face value was $46 million at that time.
Is that, I believe,
The A bond.
the A bonds. So there was a taxable, there was the bulk of the bonds were non-taxable, and then there was a small taxable portion that was issued as well.
Okay, and then what's the other component to get the 48? Did we have pay down on principal of those bonds?
I believe so, and then the 2007 bonds were used also for the construction of the Justice Garage across the street.
Okay, so somebody can give me that answer that we've, so if I borrowed 46 here and I borrowed 9 on the other one, is that what we had done?
That's what it looks like.
All right, so I was at 54 and I paid it down to, okay, so this young man has the answers. Okay, and what were those original bonds, 30-year?
20s.
20s? Okay. Then on the interest, this would be for you, you say I'm going to free up $2 million a year in interest?
No, 2.5 million overall.
Is that net present value, or is that of my savings over the new 20-year period, or over the remaining amount of time of the old bond?
Right, we're not going to extend the maturities, we're going to make it match the current maturity.
Right, so the 2006 will come due in 2026, and we'll be done with it.
Actually, they go through 31. They were 25s.
Oh, okay, 25s. Just asking the questions. And then that net present value monies, where do they end up, the savings?
We haven't thought about that at this point.
Yeah, I mean, so since it's just present value savings, instead of it coming out of the park and general fund to make debt service, from a budgetary perspective, the treasurer's office can just reallocate that for other operating purposes.
All right.
So it's not a cash, savings, we're not having to make debt service payments over time.
So does it help, so what you're telling me, it doesn't help general revenue for the city, it gives the treasurer's office more money to spend in their office?
Not necessarily. I mean, we haven't fully evaluated, aside from the 2.5 million savings over the life of the bonds, where that money's going to essentially, or where the savings are essentially going to be allocated.
Okay. Alderman Moore, any questions this morning?
You finished?
I'm finished. I got everything I needed to know.
You've asked all the questions, no questions.
Okay. To my right, Alderwoman Murphy.
No question.
Alderman Vaccaro.
No questions.
Alderman Carter, come on back up here.
He's on.
You're recognized to close.
I close.
I move that we pass Board Bill number 203 out of committee with a do-pass recommendation. It's been moved and seconded that Board Bill number 203 come out of committee with a do-pass recommendation. Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Alderman Kennedy, Alderman Moore,
Aye.
Alderman French, Alderman Vaccaro.
Aye.
Alderman Carter. Alderwoman Murphy. Alderman Ogilvy, Chairman Conway.
Aye.
5 aye votes do pass.
Thank you. Meeting adjourned.